All right, we're live. Go for it.
Grand day, everyone. Grand day. Welcome to the Daily Huddle. I am your host, Chase Steele Greye, and as always, it's a pleasure to be here because we're always connecting with such high vibrational people, getting these topics out and leaving with something that we can chew on, hopefully. Today, I have a statement, being as we're coming out of the holidays, speaking about eating, speaking about connecting with our family. And there was someone who was speaking to someone about food, and they said, you know what? You eat so much. You're such a glutton. And the person said, I'm not a glutton. I'm just an explorer of food.
Let's explore.
Let's explore that. So, as we always do here on the Daily Huddle, roll it.
Yeah, that was terrible. I really tried doing something new here. Go for it, Chase.
All right. So, hey, welcome everybody to the Daily Huddle. And, we try some new things now and then. Why is that a bad thing? It's not a bad thing, right? Before we get into our talk today, and I know you're going to love it, I'm going to connect with some of our top-notch listeners and speakers. Today, I'm going to start with Harumi. Harumi, are you there? All right.
I'm
Let's
here.
say
I'm here.
hi, Harumi.
I got so many things on my screen. I try to,
I know.
yes.
I feel like I'm at Macy's. This is great. Um, how are you today? And who will you hug?
Oh, I'm good today. I'm fabulous. Yes. I'm going to hug my honey because he joined the motivational reading this morning to support me, support my
Oh,
reading.
nice. Nice. Wonderful. Nice to have you here. Rashida, where are you and what are you grateful for today?
Grand rising, grand rising. Oh, where I am. I am where I supposed to be, right here, right here. The only place I should be, just right here. Thank you so much for asking.
And what are you grateful for?
Oh, oh, I'm grateful for life itself, for deep breath. I am so grateful for the universe that awakened me this morning. That's what I'm grateful for. A whole lot.
Excellent. 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 You know what? Let's get right into the topic today as we are coming out of the holiday season. We're going to have kind of a shared topic today because this is a very important topic. I'm sure you all realize that. And the topic, of course, is how do we eat healthy when our family is completely not interested in that at all, right? What do we do around these times, be it a holiday, be it a special occasion, but mostly during this time where we are literally inundated with mounds of food. I said to my friend the other day, basically Christmas and Thanksgiving is the same holiday with a different name and a different twist, right? Because what do? We gather, we eat food. Sometimes we even exchange gifts on Thanksgiving. Actually, I've been in situations where that is the case. So, how do we navigate these times when we want to eat healthy? We want to put ourselves in a place of most people are thinking about the upcoming year, right on the precipice of their uh, resolutions, if you will, if you practice that. And we are placed in these atmospheres where there's definitely more food than any one person would normally eat. I actually connected to being on the cruise ship, right? When I was on the cruise ship, they used to have this midnight buffet, and people used to be pressured to come out of their meal, have a couple of breaths, and then go right to another meal. And I feel like during the holidays, you are placed in these situations where you want to eat, And then maybe you eat, you're good, and then you keep eating, and then you keep eating. But the other side of that is, and I put a little aside note here, there's always different types of eating. So, for example, I'm vegetarian. When I move into a situation and there's 80% meat products around, right? I used to have a peer pressure of sorts to go in and eat what everybody else is eating. And I want to know from some of you when we open it up how you deal with that. But for me personally, around that time, I try to have a mindset of, well, this is what I'm going to go in and eat. This is what I'm going to have. I'm going to have some vegetables, some rice, some fruit, anything that is plant-based. And I go in like that. Also, interestingly enough, and I don't know if anyone's ever done this before, to actually contact the people that are going to be at this, whatever the party is, and let them know that you are vegetarian ahead of time. I don't know how many people have have done that, but that saves a lot of time. And I've done that before. And people said, no problem. We got you, Chase. We're hooking you up. We got all your stuff there, whatever, so that you don't have to succumb to the pressure, right? Dr. Joyce says, I eat before going to gatherings, so I'm not very hungry when I get there. Smart. Number two, I try to bring my own healthy options. I've done that, right? Bring your own stuff. People say, hey, what is that? People get curious about it, so on and so forth. But again, I just wanted to put that as an aside to speak about it on a very straight ahead level. Why is it that people get pressured to eat what everyone else is eating? And how can we unpack that to where you eat what you want to eat and you eat to the level that you, I forget what the quote is about that. Eating something about eating till you're satisfied. The first one I heard was we don't eat to live, we live to, no, we don't live to eat, we eat to live. Who said that? I heard that a long time ago. I'm trying to remember who I heard that from. But all things considered, what is this pressure? Where does it come from? And how do we get inside of it? This is something that, again, is very specific to the holidays, in my personal opinion. I know there's people who go to functions and gatherings all the time who feel pressure to eat this, pressure to eat that. I actually have had this exact thing happen to me. And being in that pressure position, I was at a party not too long ago, and the food was so colorful and so beautiful and so nice. I'm vegetarian, and I realized these little, I don't know what they were, they looked like little burgers, but they had some stuff in them. And they were like, oh, Chase, have this, oh, have this. And I was like, oh. And I took it and I ate it and I ate it, I ate this, I ate that. And then something happened. And I was like, oh, man. Ooh, shouldn't have eaten that. And it changed my whole vibe when I left. And I said, okay, that's a good lesson. I'm not going to do that again. Like, I'm literally not going to do that ever again. And I felt that I did it just because of the surroundings, the colors, the lights, the people. It was like this little special club on the Upper East Side, and it got me. I don't know what to say. It got me. It, like, literally pulled me right into its vortex. And when I left, I said, no more at all. I can't do that anymore. So, Sorrel, my good friend, unpack this a little bit for me, if you will. How do you feel about this, and how have you been in this kind of situation?
Chase, this is a good subject. So let's just say a big thank you to Giovanni for coming up with this question. So the first thing that comes to mind.
I'm dealing with it.
I know you're dealing with it. The first thing that comes to mind, Chase, is that when I hear the question, you know, how do you deal with eating healthy when your family's not interested? How to eat healthy while your family's not interested? The first thing that pops into my head is that, oh my God, my family's so wrong for not eating healthy. And on the other side is that, oh my God, I will be so wrong if I eat something they're eating and not what I want to eat, right? So the first thing I automatically want to dismiss for myself in unpacking this is that perhaps nothing's wrong and nobody's wrong. There's just food there. Some of it is what you say you want to eat, and some of it is what you say you don't want to eat. And now you get to choose. So the other thing that comes to mind is I wonder sometimes if eating healthy, like the benefits of eating healthy, get messed up by 1 day or 2 days. Assuming it doesn't, there's the opportunity for me in a situation like that to free myself up and say, you know what, on Christmas Day, I'm going to join in with the family in moderation, eat with them. And then the very next day, I get right back on my regimen. So that's one way to approach it. In a world where they're not wrong, the food is not wrong, I'm not wrong, it's not wrong. It's the holiday.
Right.
This is what we're doing. It's kind of like you go to the pool, right? Some people may go to the pool and say, you know what, I'm not going to wear a Speedo. And you wear what you wear. But you know what? If the only thing around is a Speedo and you want to swim, you might actually put on a Speedo.
If the only thing around is a Speedo. That was a great sentence. I get what you're saying. And by the way, that is exactly what happened the last time I went to my mom's house for Thanksgiving. I went in. She said, what kind of stuff are you going to eat today? And I said, you know what, Mom? I'm going to eat all of your food today. I want to taste everything that you have. Knowing that I eat vegetarian, I ate everything that I wanted to have. A sample of different things, had everything, got punched in the gut for a few hours. I woke up a little different than normal, but then it was okay. After that, it was okay because I already have a foundation. That's the point that I'm making.
Yeah.
It's just a one-off time. It's not like, you know, we speak about personal development all the time. You can eat a burger today, you'll be okay. But if you eat one every day for the next 10 days, you're going to have to pay for that, right?
That's the problem, right?
That's just how it is.
So that's the first thing I wanted to start with, that going into it and going into any regimen with nothing's wrong.
Right.
And so what the other thing that also brings to mind is James Clear's habit stacking.
Habit stacking.
And one of the things
Write that down.
I've tried this. I'm not advocating it for anyone, but I've tried it. I said, when I go to the pantry and I see this bagel that I really want to have, I'm going to turn around, go straight to the water fountain and drink 8 ounces of water. Wow. So there's a habit, right? So I go into the room and there's the food. I see it. It triggers what it triggers. And I say to myself, I'm now going to turn around and go drink 8 ounces of water. And then after I drink 8 ounces of water, I stack another habit on there. I say, I'm going to drop and give me 10.
Oh, wow.
And I do 10 push-ups.
All right, David Goggins.
Now, I don't advise doing that at a party, but you could use the habit stacking approach in the way that other people are saying, right? It's like if you bring your own stuff, you're going to say, okay, I'm going to this party. As soon as I see this other thing I want to eat, I'm going to reach into my bag and eat what I brought with me. So habit stacking can help in that sense as well. And then I'm
sorry to interrupt you. What was that person's name? You said habit stacking, and then you said it.
James Clear wrote this book.
Would it be along the lines of an Atomic Habits kind of?
It is. Atomic Habit is the book itself.
Oh, I thought you said, oh, it's habit stacking within the book. Sorry, I thought you were
Within the
saying.
book. Yeah,
My
he's
bad.
got this thing called habit stacking. And I found it very effective. And I think
Oh, you
it
just,
could also
yeah,
work with food,
that's right.
right? I have
I'm
this
sorry, you
habit
just did that.
of quote unquote feeling pressure. And then after I feel pressure, I eat what's there. That's a habit. It's not, there's
Right.
nothing wrong. So I can say to myself, when I feel pressured and I'm about to eat something I say I don't want to eat, I'm going to walk away and eat something else, or I'm going to walk away and pretend I'm going to the bathroom to wash my hands, or I'm going to walk away and turn on the music and start dancing. It doesn't matter what you stack with the habit you want to let go. It's that you use the habit you want to let go, not as something to face, but as a springboard to create a new habit, the habit you want. So
I
that's
like
what
that.
I would say about that, Chase.
I like that. Gio, would you like to chime in a little bit? Wow, the time goes by quickly. Goodness gracious.
It's different for me, because I have a turbulent relationship with it, with the knowledge I have that creates energy and optimizes my body in the context of what to eat. And then there is the way I throw it out the window when I am at a family gathering and at a social event. And and that and they always my family or my closest friends, they always get me with, look, man, you haven't you have you haven't done the work for the entire year. Why are you gonna start on the holidays? So relax. just just have a good time. And I always say some version of, it's not about that. It's just about balancing during the holidays too. But I think that what has certainly been working for me now this year, that I have certainly made some really, really remarkable changes in my habits, in my eating habits. What I have been doing a lot of work on is to have it be my self-expression. But what I mean by self-expression is, there is the things that I do naturally, whether family is there or not. And for example, I'm not a drinker. And so whether my family is there or not, whether I'm on vacation, whether I'm celebrating the biggest triumph of my life, or whether I'm on a down, and a big disappointment, I don't drink that much. I have a drink and that's it. And there's nothing wrong, and I don't make anybody wrong or anybody right, or I don't have a moral code around it. It's just my self-expression. And so lately I've been creating a self-expression of myself, or this year I've been creating a self-expression of myself, of eating very light meats, and very light anything other than something that is not with preservatives. Very light on that. And so wherever I go, that's where I'm going to go. That's the choice I'm going to have. I'm going to look for those choices, and sometimes I do it, and sometimes I don't. But that's kind of like where I'm going. I'm discovering a new self-expression for myself.
Great. It's really great.
Family or not.
Why don't we get these two questions? Dr. Joy, let's start with you. Love to hear what you have to say.
Sure. Good morning, everyone.
Good
Hello.
morning, Dr.
You know, I think this is an interesting question. And one thing that helps me is I know this is a positive show, with good vibes and everything, but one thing that helps me is what my friend calls negative examples. And what I mean by that is I'm a very visual person, like very visual person. And like in my mind, like I think to myself when I'm at a gathering, um uh vision is important. So I think to myself, okay, what do I want my outcome to be? And usually when I'm around a large gathering, I live in Missouri, and obesity and being overweight is quite common in Missouri. It's very common. So my negative example is if I'm at a gathering, they're having cakes and ice creams and burgers and just all this stuff I usually don't eat. I just naturally look at the people in my surroundings, all the beautiful people, but yet they're overweight. And I
Mm.
think to myself, Joy, do you want to be overweight? No, then I can't fit in my dress tomorrow. So I use that negative example to make it very easy for me to say, no, thank you. No,
Mm.
thank you. And then I just focus on the conversation. How are you? Focus on the fellowship other than the food, because I know that if I focus on the food, I'm moving in a direction I don't want to go. And that visual example of people looking overweight, of people looking 20 years older than they are, because that's another thing I notice. I notice that eating the wrong foods can age you and make you look older than you are. So, like, using those as negative examples make it really easy for me to say no thank you and just focus on the conversation, and like Sorrel said, my snacks in my purse.
I like that.
Uh,
That is a that is a positive negative example. Thank you
yeah,
for saying
and
that.
and it
I
it
agree
goes
with
back
that.
to it also goes back to the habit stacking, you know.
Mhm.
Whenever
Absolutely.
I see food I don't want to eat, I'm gonna say, OMG, I'm gonna be a balloon if I do.
Right, right, right.
That is so cool, Dr. Joy. Thank you.
Let's go to Rashida.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm telling you, topic, Jill, I have to give you some credit. Thank you so much for the impronter topic. I mean, it's right at home. Thank you so much. As a vegan chef, as a raw food chef that I am, I get into the same scenario, especially when I travel. I remember good in um 2019, I went I booked my ticket to go to China for a seminar, for 22 days seminar that I was going to attend. And the first thing I did when I booked my ticket is vegetarian. Okay, no problem. Get to the first aircraft, vegetarian food. When I did connection in Tokyo, hell break loose because I only seen a whole lot of meat and people plate. And the stewardess came and said, you gonna eat? I said, yes, I have a vegetarian ticket. She says, no, you don't. I said, no, I don't. I said, so thank you so much. Give me water. She said, oh, you have 6 hours flight. I said, give me water. And it's funny because I always, no matter where I go, I always have the snack in my pocketbook. Even if it's a small snack I make and I put it into my pocketbook for rainy day. I call it rainy day snack. So I know the feelings when you really goes into an event or you go into a setting or at my household. My son is staying at my house before he goes on deployment. He's an Air Force recipient and he have his kids. His kids them is junk eaters. And everybody come and say, how you have these kids? I'm eating that. They say, they are not my kids. And he will say, and he's still in the parent And my son was a vegetarian. No, he eated everything that worked, everything that I would like, he eat. I said, son, you going to pay the consequence. And that's what I tell people. You pay the consequence when you eat the way you eat. Not today, maybe not today, but tomorrow you will pay the consequence. So it's just a mindset for each individual as we have control of what we put in our mouth and what we chew, we have control of that. And if you cannot control it, you pay the consequence. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sorrel and Chase, for the topic this morning. Well taken. Well taken.
Definitely. I don't want to miss our double H. She's waiting in the wings. What would you like to say?
Thank you for the space, Chase, Sherelle, and Giovanni. I appreciate this beautiful space because it's always about health, and that is my wealth and every breath I take. So this is a huge topic. I didn't start out this way, but I carry the code. What other people think about me is none of my business, because my mission and my why is what makes me stand in my power and do what I want to do. And eventually, by being so confident in what you want to create, you will create that surrounding, because my mission is to impact billions of lives. And I had this vision since age 7 to live up to 200 plus years in optimal health. So I will create that energy. I will create that frequency and make them want to be healthy and question that. And I always, yes, create the healthy version so I don't deprive myself. So it is my biggest passion and my husband's biggest passion to make our meals healthy, because it's not only about vegetarian, not vegetarian, it's about the quality of the food, the oils, the everything about it, the energy they put, and the way they create the food. So I'm more about that. So I do carry my little snacks, and sometimes I offer, and they'll see that, it is good to be healthy, because then it adds up. It goes in your cells, and down the line, you got to pay for it. I mean, how am I going to live up to my mission if I just let go once? Because once you let go, it's like you want to let go again, and you want to let go again. Oh, this time it's okay. So I just don't allow that. And if I wanted something, if I create it, then I create the healthy version of it. So that's my say about that. Thank you.
Excellent. I love your comments, and we look forward to having you on as one of our special guests, because you have a lot of knowledge, and I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for the thumbs up on that. Thank you for all those beautiful comments.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Time has a way with us, as it always does, and we're going to wrap it up now. Thank you for all those wonderful comments. This topic, we probably should bring this one out again. I think this one's coming back another time in another packaging or something. So, as always, people, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Sherelle and Giovanni. Always a pleasure to bounce ideas and concepts off of you guys. As always, we like to end with our tenets, and you know it well. Live out loud. Louder than you've been, right? Love harder than you loved before. Definitely move that body. Move it every day. 30 minutes minimal, right? Give of yourself. Give of yourself in a way that you did not give yesterday or the day before. Stretch out those parameters. Also, plant-based eating. Give it a shot if you've never done it before. Try it for 4 days, 5 days, 2 days. Who knows? It could do a wonder for your system. Also, sleep. The sleep. I say it to myself every day. I'm still working on it. Get more sleep, right? The standard 5 to 7. See if you can stretch that out to 8 to 10, right? To just where you've slept so much, you wake up like a new person, right? Give it a shot. Put some things together that possibly push you in that direction. And also the stress. Take the stress down to a level where you don't even recognize it anymore. You're just kind of floating through, and say to yourself, I'm capable. this is a possibility for me to move into a calm space. And lastly, please check yourself before you wreck yourself. It'll do you no harm. Have a spectacular day, everyone. It was so great to have you here, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Daily Huddle. Thank you, Chase. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Stan.